Cool.
Hello, hello, hello. Do you remember me?
Not yet.
Yeah, you didn't last too
Bro,
long,
G.
man. Try to redeem yourself. Go ahead. We hear you.
Embryology guy.
Oh, the
ahead.
embryology. He said the.
Oh, the
Oh, the
embryology guy.
embryology.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Did you find the leech?
Yes,
The guy,
in
the
week
guy who's
2.
lying about his name. He's exactly what he says he's not.
Are you a bot or not? Oh,
Three.
so
So you found the leech?
you found the leech?
The leech baby?
3 embroy.
Embryology, the sperm that went into being a leech.
His
Yeah.
microphone
So
is
so
I
so
can't hear.
so bot.
Wait, Nate.
Yeah,
I think
we're dealing with Quran preservation today. Are you able to answer the questions? You said you were able to answer his questions, and you're talking about something that happened last time.
But you said that Surah Al-Ahzab lost 33 verses, right?
33 verses? No.
No,
No,
see,
it's
missing
Surah
200.
33. It's Surah 33. But yeah, they're missing. You're missing 200 verses, over 200 verses from
Over
that
200, yeah.
surah.
Okay, David, this hadith is not authentic. Nobody takes it seriously. Imam Muslim, Imam Bukhari said this is weak, extremely weak. ضعيف جدا. ما
Who
في.
said?
Which hadith? What do you even talk? You don't even know which hadith I'm talking about. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we can't hear it at all. Is it? Wait, are we here? Oh,
can people hear us?
you guys can hear us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I hear you.
I thought we.
Did he just totally cut out, or I don't hear anything from him?
He's like screaming, but his microphone is like not picking it up, I think.
Mhm.
Hey, so look,
Yeah.
get your microphone together, and then we'll bring you back up in a minute, man.
Yeah, let me just to give people an idea of what we're talking about. So, you have Abu Ubaid's Kitab Fada'il al-Quran, where Abu Ubaid basically recorded a small section on variants in the Quran, and he quoted in Kitab Fada'il al-Quran. He quoted Ibn Umar, one of Muhammad's companions, is the son of the rightly guided Caliph Umar. And the quote is, "Let none of you say, I have learned the whole of the Quran." So this is Ibn Umar talking to the next generation of Quran reciters. And some of these Quran reciters were walking around bragging, I've memorized the Quran. And Ibn Umar, when he heard this, said, "Let none of you say, I have learned the whole of the Quran, for how does he know what the whole of it is when much of it has disappeared?" Don't say you've memorized the Quran when so much of it has disappeared. Let him rather say, "I have learned what is extant thereof." So I've learned what still survives of the Quran. But then also in Kitab Fada'il al-Quran, we've got on the issue of Surah 33, Ibn Abi Maryam related to us from Ibn Luhai, from Abu Aswad, from Urwa ibn Zubair, from Aisha, who said, Surah al-Ahzab, Surah 33, used to be recited in the time of the Prophet with 200 verses. But when Uthman wrote out the codices, he was unable to procure more of it than there is in it today. So this is Aisha saying, I remember that chapter was really long. It was, what did she say? With 200 verses, Surah 33. So Surah 33 has 73 verses today. Surah 33 has 73 verses today. You have Aisha, the mother of the faithful, saying it was originally recited with 200 verses. But then you have same section of Abu Ubaid. It says, Ismail, it gives a bunch of names. Ubay ibn Ka'b said to me, O Zur, how many verses did you count? Or how many verses did you read in Surah Al-Ahzab? 72 or 73, I answered. Said he, yet it used to be equal to Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah 2, and we used to read in it the verse of stoning. Said I, and was it the verse of stoning? He said, if a grown man, and anyway, they asked what the verse of stoning is and stuff. But anyway, this is Ubay ibn Ka'b. Muhammad said, if you want to learn the Quran from anyone, learn it from 4 people. And one of those 4 people was Ubay ibn Ka'b. the Caliph Umar said Ubay was the best of the reciters of the Quran. And this is Ubay ibn Ka'b saying that just Surah 33 by itself used to be as long as Surah Al-Baqarah, Surah 2, which is 286 verses. So he's saying it used to be as long as Surah Al-Baqarah, 286 verses. What does it have today? 73 verses. What's that mean? Means over 200 verses were lost just from Surah 33. Among those, we actually know some of these verses. So the verse of stoning was in there. The verse of breastfeeding adults was in there. You could go to Surah 33 now. It is one of the most insanely messed up chapters of any book ever. That's where you have Allah abolishing adoption to justify Muhammad taking the wife of his own adopted son. That's you also have Allah ordering Muhammad to take the wife of his own adopted son. You have Allah telling Muhammad that he can break his own 4-wife limit and so on. So you have all these messed up things in Surah 33, and yet that's the sanitized version. This is the sanitized version. This is after they took out the passages about breastfeeding adults and so on. So anyway, point here is you can't just dismiss this stuff, because if you want to dismiss this stuff, you have to say Muslims invented all these stories about so much material being missing from the Quran. There's not a good reason for saying that hundreds of verses of the Quran came up missing, especially when the explanation for how they came up missing is Aisha's sheep ate the only copy.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to hear his response to that, because normally Muslims will accept that, but then they'll just be like, "Oh yeah, it was just abrogated."
Yeah, that would be the normal response.
Yeah, but then the question is, okay, so the Quran says that if something is abrogated, then it's replaced with something like it or similar to it, or right, or similar to it or better than it. So what was that replaced with? That's when they get a lot. They don't know. So, like normally you can point out, okay, this verse was abrogated by this verse, and either it's a contradiction or there's an abrogation there. But what was the 200 verses replaced with? What was it abrogated with?
And guess what the grading is of that hadith that says the 200 missing verses? Sahih.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that.
Yeah. Hey, Giant DOC. I don't know how to break this to you, but sometimes people make stuff up. Sometimes if you say, hey, here's a passage and it says hundreds of verses were lost from one chapter of the Quran, some people will just make up anything that pops into their minds. And some people have been taught to shout weak hadith whenever you say something that they don't like.
That's right.
It's weird. It's a weird situation.
How do we forget that? Yeah, that's true. That's true.